Here are 69 Bloons little facts. The ultra juggernaut balls are made out of ceramic, as the monkeys have a lot of ceramic because they popped so many ceramic balloons and had no use for it, and they decided to make it out of that. The Plaza Monkey fan club uses potions from the alchemist to transform darts into super monkeys, but the potions aren't the most refined yet, so they only transform for only 20 seconds. The crossbow master got taught how to use the crossbow by Quincy, and now he has surpassed his master as he does more damage than Quincy, man. The Glaive Lord collaborated with the Monkey Wizard to make magic glaives that can spin around him and do massive damage, and also with the Bomb Shooter to make the glaives have 1000 pierce. The Perma Charge is only an ability because his bionic arm actually has a battery, and the battery at the end of the ability goes to 1%, and he has to recharge it using the Engineer's invisible charger. The Mob Domination is actually not Australian, he just mimics the Australian accent so well that no one knows and stole the boomerang from a New Zealandian. Was that a good Australian accent? The Bloon Crush bombs were made using the biggest one's boom formula, but they accidentally spilled blood into it because they had the balloon's blood for a little bit there, and that's why the bombs turned red. The Mob Eliminator is sponsored by Target, as you can see from the Target icon on his missile, and he gets mad bang from them, though it's green for some reason. The Bombalist doesn't have eyes, so he detects when the balloons go through using vibrations on the ground that tell him if anything is moving at the end of the track. The Inferno Ring is actually controlled by a monkey on the inside, and it has 57 air conditioners to cool him down, but it's still 35 degrees Celsius in there. Now imagine without the air conditioners. The Super Maelstrom secretly put a little bit of fire onto his blades, but only enough to be able to pop lead balloons and not too much, so it's still invisible on the blades. The Tag Zone has a deal with the Grim Reaper where the Grim Reaper delivers him tags, and also has his logo on the top of the Tag Zone, and the Tag Zone delivers 8 bananas per week to the Grim Reaper's house. The Super Brittle looks so angry because Gwendolyn accidentally heated up his balloons once, and he got so mad that he entered his villain arc and now is able to decamo balloons. The Absolute Zero enjoyed hiking, as you can see in his tier 4, the Snowstorm, but then he got stuck in an avalanche, and now he is the code. He lives in the avalanche. The Icicle Impel got his cool ice gun from Striker Jones, who just gave the ice a normal gun, but the ice knew what to do and went to the Super Brittle to modify it a little bit, to have ice, to have frozen, to have absolutely everything. The Bloon Soul found a secret balloon killing formula by combining his corrosive glue with some of his boogers, and to his surprise some chemistry happened and now he is overpowered. The Glue Storm is actually a huge businessman. He saw that there was a gap of a lot of glue and only strong glue was on the market, and so he took a lot of weak glue and made his glue tank that can storm from the sky. The Super Glue got his super formula by accidentally making it in his lab and sticking himself to the ground for 36 hours until Quincy finally heard his cries and came to save him. The Cripple Mob used to just be a normal hunter until a friend of his introduced him into balloon hunting, which is where his real fun began. He started developing all models of rifles he could think of until he finally found the Moab Crippler. The Elite Sniper found his supply crate crawling ability by once playing Fortnite and seeing a supply drop and thinking, I could do that too. The Elite Defender is such a hardcore sniper because his family relies on him. They are woods after the exit. The monkeys have locked him up there to use them as motivation for the sniper to continue to shoot forever. The Energizer got his radioactivity after listening to the radio and being so active that he turned radioactive. I know, it's a bad pun, just shut up. The Preemptive Strike orders first strike abilities from the Engineer Monkey, and the Engineer outsources the making to the Philippines because he can give them $1 per hour and it wouldn't count as slavery. The Sub-Commander buffs up other submarines by putting their favorite music on and cheering them up, or sometimes giving them illegal substances, depends on how he feels. The Carrier Flagship has to turn off his too much noise danger mode every evening because there's a party on him at night, and he wouldn't like to shoot at the partiers with miniguns on accident. Pirate Lord is coming from a family of dish cleaners. Yes, you heard that right. He heard the story of Tom Sawyer when he was younger and decided to try it for himself, and it worked out, mate. The Trade Empire is the most illegal business that works, as it brings in stocks from China for illegally low prices and sells them for 20 times the price, and he doesn't even pay the merchantman. Sky Trader has a machine that can convert air into darts for him to shoot out. It was made by the engineer monkey and the wizard monkey working together with a little bit of help by the alchemist. The Tar Bomber has made the perfect bomb that cannot kill monkeys but can absolutely obliterate balloons. Though to make it, he had to lure in one monkey and murder it to know what kills a monkey.
What?
Flying Fortress is legit ISAP. He's inside making videos whilst he has a pilot flying the plane for him. So he does literally nothing but game inside of it. The Apache Prime stole his helicopter from the US Navy by telling them that it was going to try it out before joining the army and then flying off without anybody even noticing. The Special Operations little guy actually loves being there. He's not a trained US Navy SEAL as he looks. He's just told to look like that. He's Patrick the Star from SpongeBob who wanted to try to be a military guy, and he's also in a costume to look like a monkey. Comanche Commander has a certain non-touch substance on him that makes his little planes literally unable to crash into him, thankfully. The biggest one looks like the Bloons Solver because he tried his buggers and loved them so much that he combined illegal nuclear from Russia and added the buggers for absolute annihilation. Popinor never got support from his parents to become a military nuke guy until he finally succeeded and started making more than both of his parents combined, and now the parents absolutely love his job. Bloons Generation is able to put mobs on fire because he took a hair strand from Gwendolyn without her knowing and put it in his nukes just to get a bunch of fire that is overpowered, I guess, yeah. The Ray of Doom stole his weapon from the famous villain Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz and never returned it, which is why Heinz is still trying to find him to this day, and the Ray of Doom can't even eat his pancakes in peace. The Mad got so angry because some Indian scammer called him and tried to scam him out of $1,000 for the new Windows 12 whilst the Mad was trying to brush his teeth, which is why he's mad now. The Balloon Exclusion Zone hasn't learned how to pop lead balloons because he's an old school guy and they didn't have lead balloon popping training back then in the military. The Archmage had to ask both Gandalf and the tier 3 wizards on if he could use their designs, and Gandalf said no, but he still went ahead and did it. Wizard Lord Phoenix absolutely adored birds as a young child, and once he found a bird that was on fire, which he saved, and eventually he made it a part of himself. Prince of Darkness got his undead in his tier 4 upgrade from a Minecraft zombie that bit him, and then in his tier 5 he tried to attack a mutant zombie which didn't go in his favor. The Tempest, no, this is not the right game. The True Sun God ended up becoming what he is today with just a $1 investment into Bitcoin in 2004, which he then got $4 million from that he could use to turn himself into a god. The anti-balloon got made into a robot from the engineer monkey on demand because, quote, "My poor and fragile limbs couldn't hold me anymore. I needed more power and I still do." The Legend Knight doesn't actually have any special superpowers. He just lost his parents and that anger added up to wanting to do something special, which is when he picked up the suit. The Grandmaster Ninja trained in the worst dojo in Japan and he was almost the worst student, but because of his astonishing skills he still became the best Grandmaster the world has seen. The Grand Saboteur entered college in a very new place, Bloons Studies, and this was extremely hyped up for him. So he learned everything about it. He got A+ in his classes and then he designed a new balloon health lowering system that he still uses and has used for 20 years. The Master Bomber used to be the apprentice bomber until his dad showed him how to throw the bomb 1% better, which made him the best bomb thrower ever. Brahman Brew discovered using drinking substances for power by accidentally drinking too much one night and then having so much power that he ripped round 98 by himself the next day. The Total Transformation's transformation can actually be seen in his upgrade. When he removes the mask and starts inhaling all the stuff, that's when the crazy transformation starts. The Balloon Master Alchemist found how to shrink balloons by finding out that balloons are just rubber, and if he made the bigger rubber more dense, it would scale down to the appropriate red balloon size. The Superstorm is a sneaky boy and was watching all of the wizard's moves from BT3 up until BT5, where the wizard went to the toilet once and left his stuff unwatched, and when he came back the druid has stolen them and has already went to Mexico. The Spirit of the Forest accidentally got stuck in a tree branch as a kid and he couldn't go down as it was too high up, and he had to stay up there until he eventually became one with the tree. The Avatar of Wrath is yet another angry tower, and this time it's because his 1 minute rice cooked for 61 seconds instead of 60. Banana Central is made by Bez Bezos, who found a hole in the banana market and capitalized on it quite heavily and is making bank. Monkeynomics made an actual bank and made the stupid lame way to make money by investments. Boo! Who wants investments? Nobody. The Monkey Washi began as a humble marketplace for bananas, still upscaling to a central market up until it became the biggest banana selling place in the whole state. The supermines were made using Burger King foot letters, as the foot in the letters was so good that the mine started to explode out of disgust. Capital Spikes is able to shoot out spikes on the entire map because it has eyes everywhere on the track, and unfortunately it has to poke them with its spikes because that's how life is. The Perma Spike made almost permanent spikes by looking at 60 seconds rice recipes and doing everything the other way around, as far as putting hamsters in.
What?
Primary expertise is actually a time traveler from the medieval times, and he cannot speak, so he can't tell us about all the stuff that happened in those times. He can only attack for our side. Homeland Defense is a spy on the Bloons, as it looks at their tactics and uses the holes in them to be able to make the Bloons easier to pop. The Monkeyopolis is basically an agency, as it gets part of the income the farms get another part, and you get another big chunky part of it too. The Century Champion actually isn't salty about losing its name anymore, because the Engineer Paragon, though not named Century Paragon, made up for its loss. The Ultra Boost is so expensive because each one of its boosts costs $5,000 to outsource, and that's with the cheap Philippines costs. XXXL Trap can hold so much because he hacked Faye's black hole and now can use it for his own benefit, but he has not yet fully figured it out, so it's not infinite. Even though the Megalodon looks angry and sad, he's actually the happiest fish there's ever been on Earth because he loves his job of munching on Bloons all day long.